Think about your first kiss.
Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be about EQing your reverb. So what I often do with reverbs is send them to an aux end. It might have multiple reverbs going, but what I often do is put an equalizer after the reverb, sometimes before. And what I'm doing is usually shaving off high and low end frequencies, and that can really help define your song. It gives it more definition, especially in the low end. It helps the kick and bass relationship, and it helps the reverb fit into the song and not overwhelm the song. So you can have longer reverb tails, more lush and dense reverb without mudding up your song and getting a bunch of reverb in the way of everything and all the articulation and fineness and detail that you want in your song. Let's take a look at how it works. Okay, so here we have a pop track by an artist named Evan Phillips. I'll link his artist info below. And what we're going to do with this track is I put a plate reverb on all the tracks here that are highlighted. And this is a little different than I would do it normally when I'm mixing the song or when I did mix a song. But I wanted to demonstrate this for looking at how to EQ reverb. So what we're going to hear is we're going to listen to the song by itself. We're going to listen to the reverb by itself. And then from there, we're going to listen to what we can do by shaping the reverb with EQ.
Enjoy your life and reminisce. Think about your first kiss. The sun says, wow, you've been missed here. You come alive in the distance.
Okay, so let's hear the reverb on its own. So what I'm going to do is isolate this reverb track. So it's all these tracks where it says bus 3. That's all going into this reverb. So we're going to hear the reverb channel on its own. Okay, so you can hear really dense reverb, nice long decay, and you can also hear that there's a lot of frequencies building up, especially in the low end, that those low end frequencies really rumble. So let's hear that in the track. Okay, on this reverb channel, I'm using the EMT 140 plate by Universal Audio, and I also have an EQ right afterwards in the chain. This one's a FabFilter Pro Q3, but you can use any EQ for this. So what I'm first going to do is play the reverb by itself. We're going to engage the high pass filter and see if we can take out some of that rumble. And then we're going to engage the low pass filter and we're going to see if we can take out some of the highest sizzly end and then just hear what that does to the track. We'll hear AB. So here we go. Here's the reverb channel by itself and I'll start EQing. So you can hear right away when I had the high pass filter engaged, it is taking out a lot of that rumble. So even up here, we are at just over 200 and it's taken out most of that rumble of the kick. You can still get a little bit of the knock, but it's not doesn't have so much rumble. So let's hear what that does in the track now. We're going to hear it with and without.
Think about your first kiss. The sun says, wow, you've been missed here. You come alive.
So even though that's subtle, it's really helping define the kick more. The kick and bass relationship is stronger when the EQ is reverb, or the reverb is EQ'd, and we just get a little bit more clarity. Let's take it even a little bit more drastic and hear what that does. We're going to move this up to from 200 to around 400, and we'll move this up even a little bit from to about 4,000. Okay, let's hear the difference. So first off and then on.
Reminisce. Think about your first kiss. The sun says, wow, you've been missed.
So it focuses the song a little more clarity in the very top, definitely more clarity in the low end between the kick and bass relationship and the low instruments. So now we can try and experiment. What I've done here is I've raised the low end and I've raised the top end. So I'm doing the opposite of what we did at first. And we're going to hear how that affects the song when we boost the bass and boost the treble of the reverb channel. So here's the channel itself. I'll play it first, before and after. So you can hear when it's on, it really increases that rumble and that sizzle on the top. Let's hear how that affects the track. First off and then on.
your life and reminisce. Think about your first kiss. The sun says, wow, you've been missed here. You come alive in the distance.
So in that example, you can hear that the low end of the track was completely destroyed. When we brought up that reverb, it just rumbled, it continued in. You couldn't hear the definition of the kick and bass, and that groove was not defined. So if you're new to doing this and looking for a starting point, I suggest finding where the rumble on the low end is and just the top end sizzle. So how I might do this track as a starting point at least would be, I'll solo this reverb and show you how I might approach this. And we're just going to listen for where it starts to articulate in the low end. So let's hear that. Okay, so right there I'm still hearing a little bit of the slap of the kick, but I'm not hearing so much of the rumble. It's not carrying so much into the low end. So that'd probably be around a starting point, a little over 200. On the top end, let's listen for the sizzle of the hats, the sibilance of the voice, and see what we can do here. So I might try somewhere like that for this track. Let's hear how that sounds in the track.
Enjoy your life and reminisce. Think about your first kiss. The sun says, wow, you've been missed here. You come alive in the distance.
Hope that helps find ways that you might use EQ on your own reverbs and help tighten up your own productions. If you like the video, please like and subscribe for more. Please leave any questions, comments, or any other additional tips that you want to share below, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.
In this time you are winning. The moonlit night throws you some bliss.